And our viewer question is from Aydin from Aladdin, Georgia. As a new dad, literally last month, first new dad. I'm terrified of the world horrors affecting my child as she grows up. I understand the world is a peaceful place and has a lot of positivity too. But how do you let go enough to even get comfortable letting your child out of sight? You go back from the 50s.
Oh, wait, me 50s? this dude just
go back from the 1950s. You see kids playing on the street.
Okay, yeah.
Nowadays, you don't see that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
50s.
You don't see that. Was it 1940s, 50s?
Good gosh, all right. Yeah.
Damn.
You see kids playing on the street. Now you don't see that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So how do you, like you said, world's changing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And a lot of positivity, a lot of good things, but sometimes it changes the bad things. And you're a new dad, and I mean, his question relates to me, being a 3-year new dad. How do you finally break that barrier where you'd be like, okay, I could finally let my child, get them out of my sight for a little bit.
So why do we always get these really deep questions that these guys are asking?
Viewers.
I mean, no doubt though.
Amazing viewers that send these deep questions. They're like, all right,
because they're not easy questions.
They're not.
Yeah, because they're
loaded.
They're loaded.
Yeah. I mean, that's really tough. I mean, and it depends. I mean, this dude's new dad. So I mean, obviously, what is he talking about when he lets him go? I mean, are you talking about just right now? Are you talking about down the future? It's like there's a lot that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because if you're talking right now, it's like there's parents who don't want to let go of their kids, right? I mean, it's like, nope, I'm going to not let anybody watch them. It's going to be my wife or me, and that's just the way it is.
Right.
And obviously, that's difficult for them if they realize it or not. And then later on, it's going to be difficult for the child when they have to go to school. Because then you have the separation anxiety and all that kind of stuff. So that's going to be tough for them. So, but obviously, they're going to they do need to let go of some.
Right.
Find somebody you trust, find some friends, or find some family, and kind of break that little issue. Just so the kid gets used to going to different people. So when school does come, they're not going to be struggling like, I don't want to go in there, because it's like, yeah, I've been there. It's fine. They're easy to walk. I remember when I dropped Matt off, my 21-year-old, recent 21-year-old,
21. Happy birthday, brother.
When I dropped him off for the school, first time, dude said like. Walked up in the class. I was like, okay, he's used to that, which was cool. But then you start talking about how do you feel when they start getting older, and the whole where you're talking about playing out in the yard or playing out in the street, riding the bikes. And when I was a kid, it wasn't in the 50s, but when I was a kid, I was in a smaller town, but I was riding my bike all around.
Right.
And I mean, like talking about like 7 years old. Mom told me when the lights came on, you out of the house, go somewhere. When the lights turn off, you better be home.
Right.
And that's just how we rolled. Now, would I do that with my kids now? No. Yeah. I'm sorry. No, I had a hard time, and I don't want to be, I'm not a helicopter parent by any means, but I let him get out there, but I mean, I'm always keeping an eye wherever he's at, and it's just like, exactly. I'm sorry. It's like, you get all these Amber Alerts constantly on your phone.
Dude, phones blow up so much here in Texas.
Constantly. It's a constant thing. And it's just like, I mean,
and it's 10, 11, 8-year-olds. And it's like, that's just.
Because that's when you start going, okay, yeah, they're old enough to kind of go out and play, right? They're, enough to run around the neighborhood, go down to the park and whatever you would think. Yeah, I don't know. So that's a hard question because I don't really have a good answer for that because I trust no one. That's sad but true. Maybe if there's another family my kids can go out with or whatever. So then sure, I trust that. As if it was you guys or whatnot. But
right.
But when it's just go outside and go run around, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
that's tough. Thoughts?
I mean, for me, I don't really have a clear-cut answer. Because I mean, I'm the same way. Like, I don't trust anyone. Our daughter, who is 3, has probably spent the night away from us 3 times, maybe 4.
Yeah,
and that was with my mom or my wife's mom.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
Right. Like, that's it. And I kind of don't like going to like playgrounds or things like that where it's crowded because it just puts them in those situations, like the question said. It is a peaceful, nice world, but there are horrors in the world, right? And a lighter version of a horror is just like a bigger kid, a meaner kid. Like our daughter she lives in a bubble, right? I mean, I think we could all relate. I mean, with the school they go to, it's a very small school. It's a great school. The community we live in is a good community. Like they are in a bubble, whether we like it or not. Right. I mean, and that's not a bad thing. That's what we work for. That's the goal to, put them in the best situation possible. So when we go out there, somewhere as simple as like a park where there's older kids, bigger kids, like I don't know how I do know how I would react to like a bad situation or like just bullying or just the ugly things in the world, to where it's just like I don't know the answer because I struggle myself. Like, do I want to go to this busy park right now that she wants to go to? Because I know if there's a kid there that just does something they shouldn't do, I'm gonna look for the parent and I'm gonna do the same to them. So I'm just like,
this dude. All right.
I don't know
I love it.
I can't answer that question because I think myself, like, we've kept her, in a good lane from 0 to 3. Going from 3 to 5, 3 to 6, that's going to be a whole new territory. Like she's able to do more. She'll want to do more. Like, and what do you do at that point? So to answer your question, I'm thinking about it myself.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Trust is huge. I feel like if you're not going to, I wouldn't leave my kid with anybody that I don't trust. You know what I mean? When you pick up Sarah, I trust you guys. So it's like, okay, cool. You're my birthday, parties, whatever we're doing at our house, wherever your house, we got your house, picking up Sarah. My question is never like, do I trust these guys? Because it took me a while, but I trust you guys. I'm not going to let some random stranger go pick up Sarah. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it's something where it's your kid, no matter where they go, no matter what you do, no matter how old they get, you're going to still watch over them no matter what. Mm-hmm. And you do know that, unofficially you guys belong to the Shovel Club. So if anything happens to our kids, we know.
Just tell me the coordinates.
I'm telling you, man, that's what's happened. That's exactly what, that's what kind of parent you have to be. And it's sad that it's not the Andy Griffith days that you grew up in. It's a whole new different world.
He's taking advantage of those 5 years.
Yeah, I know, right? He sure is.
It's a whole different world. But, in I think it's stupid if you don't watch your kid. I think it's stupid if you're not out there watching your kid 24/7. When I see kids on tricycles in the middle of the night,
it's crazy.
I'm like, what in the world? Where the parents of this kid's at? You know what I mean? And that's how kids get snatched like that. And unfortunately, it's sick people out there. There is, and even though you can live in a nice community, there's still someone out there that does not have the best intentions.
For sure.
So, and even when my daughter gets older, I'm still going to be, on her and making sure she's okay and watching out for her and every little thing. And
even when she doesn't want it, she's going to get it.
Oh, yeah. And there's going to be codes where she's at someone's house, even if she's a teenager. Hey, you're going to text me a code. Come pick me up now. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of things out there now where it's like, because if you feel like, oh, she's fine, I trust her. Yeah, you may trust her, but you don't
trust y'all.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. And, as a new dad, Aydin, you just be the best dad you could be. Trust your instincts. I think that's the biggest thing. Mm-hmm. Watch your surroundings, and when you trust someone, when you don't. You just feel that. You already know. Same thing with the wife. Those intuitions are not there for a reason. They're there for a reason, for many reasons. So, just that's the biggest thing. Just watch your kid. No matter where they go, no matter what you do. That's your kid. That's your bloodline. That's your kid. Watch them.